Welcome back to the channel, and I've finally managed to get on the beach, and it seems like an absolute age. And I've come down to one of my marks, normal marks that I fish fairly regular, and that is Southbourne. And looking up and down the beach, it's pretty quiet. It is the end of March. It's a gloomy old day. I just can't seem to catch that day where you get some nice sunshine, but the winds are light. It's a gentle swirl out there, and it is gentle. Small crashing on the waves as it comes up the beach, and it seems perfect conditions for plaice. So that's what we're here for. We're here for the plaice, but also they have been getting some turbot down at Southbourne, and people that have fished here locally or know of the place will know from other channels that it's been fishing really well for rays, and particularly small eyes. So we've got all baits. We've got ragworm, we've got mackerel, we've got sand eel, and we've got squid. So that's the baits of choice. And I brought myself a new pair of rods. I normally use the Black Rock Renaissance rods for down here. Nice light tipped rods. They work an absolute treat, and I really like them. But I've had that real itch, and this one of these itches I've had since I've been a young teen. I've always wanted to buy a Ziplex, and I've done it. I brought a couple of Ziplexes, and it's a difficult field to manoeuvre, I think, really, because you ask all sorts of different manner of people about what they feel is the best rod to get, because it's obviously Century now make the rods, and it's a difficult one, as I said. But looking through, the Facebook and other medias, that M4 GT is the one that most people seem to recommend, and I suppose it all depends on what fishing style you're going to do, and that's what I've gone for. I have gone for, let's turn it round, the M4 GT. It's in here. I brought two of them. Now, they are a lot of money, but I do plan to keep these for a long time. But as I said, I've wanted one of these since I've been a young teen. I'm bordering on the age of 50 now, so I thought it was about time I brought a couple. Reel wise, I'm matching up with the Fathom 12s. Absolutely love these Fathom reels, I really do. They just work for me, really like them. But I've also put the Apex 9 bearings in as well, and they make so much of a difference. It's unreal. Always dubious about this sort of stuff. They are quite expensive, the bearings, but trust me, if you've got one of these reels, put the Apex 9 bearings in. You can get them on eBay and places like that. Work an absolute treat. I don't know if you can see that. I actually put a blue tie wrap clip on the reel just because I put one reel with the bearings in and one reel without the bearings in, just to see the difference. Oh, you don't need to put that tag on, trust me. You soon know which one's got the bearings in. So anyway, that's what we're about today. We're going to give it a go and try these new rods out. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to having a go with these rods. He's not there here, but he's under the bivvy. But we've got Fishing Dorset Live, Shane, he's with me today as well. We've decided to have a meet up. And there's some brave person out there that's kayaking. Fair play to you. So let's get to it. Well, I've got one rig out there already, and it's a 3-hook flapper. And again, I'm using a 3-hook flapper. So Termalink to link up to the rig, £70 main line, £20 amnesia, and on this one I've got 2 hooks with size 6 scratch and match hooks from Cox and Raw. And the very bottom one, I'm using £30 Amnesia, red in colour, with a size 5.0 Cox and Raw crab hook. It's a slight, I don't know if you can see that, the hook is slightly curved over to one side, so slightly offset. So on the bottom rig, let's just untangle myself, there we go. A luminous lead, as you can see there, and there's a pyramid one. So I'm using small baits, sand eel at the back, mackerel at the front there, bind it up. It's just going to put it onto the crab hook. The bigger the hook, it's on the bottom of the rig, so it lays the most flattest, hopefully, to the seabed. And there we go. It's just a pure and simple setup like that. There we go. So that is for the turbot. Well, that's the plan anyway. That is the plan. There is a few turbot around. They're catching a few, and we're edging up bets with a few worms here, just to pick up maybe a plaice or two. My other rig that I got out in a moment, that is just all worm. And on that setup, exactly the same setup, other than I'm using all 3 hooks for with worms. But on that rig, I'm using the Cox and Raw long shank hooks, and they're what they size 4s, I think. Right, baited up. And it looks like the sun may come out to play. Hopefully so. That cloud can go, it will pop out. It would be nice to see a bit of sun just before the evening's drawing, but we'll see. Like most people, I used to use a flask, but I've gone over to the old little camping stove cooker. You get the little gas bowl there, and you got the little sort of grilly bit, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. And a little pan just for boiling out a little bit of water. And I've got a little bit of dinner to cook up on that later on. But yeah, so I've gone over to one of those. For me, it's a bit of a game changer. Nice and light to carry. And fresh coffee, especially in the winter, makes all the difference. It's never the same when you have it in a flask. So do recommend them. Well, it just ain't happening, folks. It just ain't happening. We've been here since 1 o'clock. It's now 6 o'clock. And me and Shane have just not had a bite. not a thing. The worms, the baits, all coming back. I'm just hoping that when it gets dark, when the sun's going down about now, in the background, the moon is up there, it changes. I'm just hoping that it changes. Something's got to happen, surely. But I have had that here. I have had it here where nothing during the day, comes the dark, and the bites turn on, and you get a few rays and get a few fish. So there's still time to play. It's 8 o'clock high tide, so we've still got a couple of hours, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get some fish for you. I was just saying to Shane, I'm starting to lose the will to live here, mate. It's not going at all to plan. I said I'm going to give it one last cast with some fish baits and see how we get on. But I reeled up and look what turned up. Look at that little beauty. Only a dinky little thing. Hey, a little small eye. Happy days, beating the blank. I'm so chuffed, it's unreal. I really didn't think that was going to happen tonight, but it is a dinky one. And yeah, there we go. A little small-eyed. So I will have a little bait up and see if we can plug another one out. Anyway, happy days. Well, that's the end of it, folks. Got 2 rods to bring in, and it's been a right tough session, as you probably would have seen. No fish pretty much, just the one small-eyed, and it was only a little dinky one, but it was a fish. It beat the blank, absolutely ecstatic and over the moon about it, but not what we was hoping for. But anyway, there it is, that's fishing. Spoke to a few people up and down the beach, pretty similar all the way through the beach. That's the way it is. Anyway, tight lines everyone, see you soon, and plenty more to come, and hopefully we'll get a few more fish out there.